Hey folks, welcome to Service in 10 or S in 10, where I try to see if I can build something within 10 minutes and put it on a 10-minute video. Had an interesting week. Somebody actually came up with an interesting proposal. They asked me if I can build something for them through HTML. It's been a while since I've used HTML, but I do know some of it. So what I decided to do is I'm actually going to build a dashboard. One of my close friends, they are doing deliveries and they want to be able to assess their fleet. And so I'm going to try to build some type of small dashboard for them. I'm going to use a couple of API calls for fonts and see if I can see if I can make it dynamic. That's when I'm going to actually engage some AI stuff to see if I can find some type of code that I can just plug in and kind of make it dynamic. So I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to go through everything. So I'm using Notepad plus plus for to write this. I've always used this in the past, and I thought it was really helpful. So I'm gonna write the code in Notepad plus, and yeah, like I said, it's been a while. So it's gonna take me a while to gonna get familiar and also familiarize myself with the keyboard again. Um, but yeah, this should be a fun project. So I'm gonna skip ahead a couple of steps and then get back to you guys when I think it's something that's relevant to this project. Okay. Okay. So I'm in the process. I've created the title and I'm working away here. The good thing I like about Note Plus Plus is that it's very friendly. It kind of anticipates what you want to type in. So it has these like prompts that that sort of reference what you want to do. So it does save a little bit of typing time to get through it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool tool. I've also am I've written the first API essentially to access Google's APIs for the fonts. So that's one step I wanted to cover. As I said, it's going to take me a while to figure this out, but I should have something done quick. We come to I think a good spot for me to cover some of the new things that I just learned with the AI. So we're actually going to create a button, and this button is going to give us a performance analysis. So we're going to try to create this. It's going to be a button that's going to be on the dashboard, and it should give you that analysis with using AI in here. So we'll try to figure this out right now. Okay, so I'm hoping that this button is going to actually work and it's going to try to give us a performance analysis. We're going to try to see if this would work using Google's Gemini to see if this is actually going to work. So yeah, it's the first button and let's move on to the next process here. So I'm going to close this down and yeah, we're going to continue with our build here. So now we're going to create an alert. So I want it to find a way to alert a friend whenever there's a high priority alerts. Let's say one of the vehicles. So I'm trying to create that piece now. It's going to be like sort of an alert or a few box that they're going to see. So I written some code here to see if I can get this working. I'm also going to move on to the next button to see if I can kind of narrow in on or zero in, excuse me, on actually what the alert is. So if it's like engine oil level is low or tire pressure is low or brake pad wear, these kind of things that I want to figure out. And I'm going to try to see if I can use, and again, if I can use AI to kind of set those alerts up. Okay, so we went ahead and we created a GitFix alert. They're on here. I'm hoping that these will work. Again, one is going to be for engine oil level low, another one for tire pressure low, and then brake pad wear to see if these alerts will work. So fingers crossed. Okay, we come to the point where I think that this is sort of where I would turn to AI to see if I can get additional code to inserting large language models on here, some LLMs, and also see if I can make some references to Gemini and through an API output. So yeah, I'm going to actually work through this. I'm building this other component, this other piece here. Um, searching, I'm searching or I'm prompting my Gemini to see if I can get the code. So I'm just going to pull that code in here to see if I can make this work. So Again, this is not, this is sort of beyond the scope of what I know, but just wanted to see if I can bring this in here. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do the code now. I think I just found it. Yeah, here we go. So I found the code, so I'm just gonna go ahead and paste it on here. All right, so let's paste this guy on here. That's code. All right, so this should help us bring in those large language models that we needed to. And yeah, we'll continue with our build here. Okay, so the last piece that we're going to be adding on here is, if we run this update to do on the Fleet dashboard that we created. So we're going to include two new features here. These are going to be powered by, again, Gemini APIs, we calling them. So these additions, these two features will transform this sort of static dashboard that we have into more dynamic, intelligent tools. It would address any job descriptions, that focus on creating this sort of action, right? So, like I said, if there's something going on with one of the vans or one of the trucks in the fleet, it should prompt us to take some action on it. It will give us more an idea, what exactly issue it is and what sort of action we can take on it. So, again, this is kind of what we're doing here. Um, you know, Although I love to take credit for this, I came up on this just by using prompting on Gemini AI. So most of this stuff kind of came to me. I was just, kind of playing around with it and, decided, let's go ahead and plug this code in here to see if we can make it dynamic. So this is where we're at right now. Okay, so I think we're done. We're going to go ahead and just save it now. So we want to save this as an HTML file, and we're going to save it onto our coding file here. So let's going to go ahead and do fleet dashboard here, and then just save it as an HTML, and hopefully we can get this to work. Uh, uh, Again, I haven't I haven't done HTML in a while, so you gotta forgive me. It's going to be, it's going to take me a while to kind of get myself reacquainted with this, but hopefully, it will work. So let's just see what happens here. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview this. So now that we saved our code, I'm just going to go ahead and open the folder where we saved it and just let's see if it works. Let's right click here and then just do an open with my browser here. And yeah, I guess we can just do that. And yeah, this is what it looks like. Of course, there was some actual data on here. We had some information on the actual trucks or the actual fleet itself. We would get some status updates on here again. There's not much because this is not going to work because it's not really plugged into any backend database. So looks like it works. Took me a lot less than what I thought, so it was kind of cool. Again, we can modify the maintenance alerts. If we wanted to put more on here, we can. And then obviously we'd have to get more information on the fleet itself. But so far, so good. Looks like we actually was able to build something real quick. Now, of course, in this day and age of AI, we could totally do this in less time and just leverage Google Gemini. And, this make it so much faster for us to get to that, kind of level where I was at. So just, using your basic prompting, it would start basically helping you build this fleet dashboard, right? It starts giving you the code. So again, so much faster to go on here. And again, if I wanted to put in, more of the I mean, this actually has some models information on here. Wow, which is right there. So this is a lot better. I mean, it just gives you everything on here. Of course, I'm gonna have to go back in into the actual HTML and then write that right fix these sort of the assets that they have on here, right? So the vehicles that are listed, we'd actually have to fix this on here. But again, it's super quick. Now this is a really cool feature on here. So if we add Gemini features, we're actually able to add sort of the dynamic field. This is what I was looking for. As you recall, when I was kind of writing the HTML, right? I was looking for that button where click on it and it will give us more of the alerts itself. So like the gate maintenance advice stuff that I was looking for. This just pressing that button there will kind of will give us that code, right? Um, and this is it's working right now. It's working through it. But basically, this is the code that you get from here, and this will be the preview that you do on here. Again, so much quicker if you use an AI tool on here. Yeah, and see, this is the actual maintenance alert that it created right here.